Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Citadelum. We're starting a DLC and the DLC is called The Last Conqueror of Britannia, which takes us from Rome to Britain. Under the auspices of the Roman Empire is our first mission. We are in Eburicum, AD 79. After Julius Caesar's invasion of Britain in 54 BC, the Roman armies continued to expand north. In 77 AD, the general Gnaeus Julius Agricola is appointed consul of Britannia and begins his expansion into Caledonia. To ensure his dominion over the territory, he asks you to establish a series of fortresses, starting with the reconstruction of Eburicum. Reach prestige level 8 in our city, train 200 soldiers, free the city of Isirium, and discover the city of Derventio. So we are going to get started, and the first thing, as always, is to pause and look for a nice location for our forum. Right now, I'm seeing some iron over in this area, as well as some stone here, and some iron and stone deposits over there. I think this is probably going to be the best place for us. The only problem here is we've got a lot of snow, and the snow will impact our agriculture. Unfortunately, the only other stuff we've got is 2 stone deposits here and an iron deposit there, which is too far away from any sort of water and land that we might need to use. We do, however, have down here, we've got some stone over here, and then we've got some iron over there, which could be useful. But I reckon here is going to be our best bet, because we do have a little bit of land over here that we can use for farming, and I suppose we could have most of our other stuff taking place here. However, we are near the edge of the map, which is also not great. The other option is to start over here and wait until we're able to get some more some bridges built, and that should allow us to open up a nice route into this district so we can get all of our resources that we might need. But yeah, I'm in 2 minds. I reckon actually we could just go wayward and have it all here. Let's do that. We're going to put our forum right here in the middle of this space, probably around about this area here. Let's go there. That works. And then, as usual, we'll put our road going all the way around it. Now, you're going to notice a couple of changes here. We're shorter episodes, so things might take a little bit longer to unfold, but for now, I think that works out pretty well. The next thing we're going to need is a logging camp, which I'm going to put right over here. And then, of course, our stone and iron mines. Now, we're going to run into a little bit of difficulty here. I do want a lot of stone, so we're going to then get our iron mine over here. And these are going to need multiple warehouses to facilitate their growth. And we're going to need to put another one here because the other one is out of range. And then over where our trees are. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this logging camp so that it is in range of that space there. Then we can link this all up with roads there, and then along here we can run another road that just ducks in by the mountain here and then along to there. Right, now we have this set up, we can then focus our attention on going back into the main body of the settlement, and that links everything up there. We are also, of course, going to need our usual fire station supplemented by a well, so we'll put in the fire station first. Can we get our fire? Yes, we can. Excellent. So our fire station does focus on both of those. The engineer's post can do the same right there. And then our well is going to go just there. So that gets all of that linked up. They're going to be looked after by the fire station and the engineer's post, and we can then focus on getting some people moving into our settlement. We're also going to need farms. And of course, our farmland probably over here is going to be the best place for it. What I do want to do, though, is we've got 2 warehouses. So this warehouse here, we're going to disable everything. We only want them to accept stone and stone bricks, because I really don't want things to get topped out like they usually do. And over here in this warehouse, we are only, again, we're going to disable everything. We're only going to have them accept iron, wood, and wooden planks. Everything else can kind of stay as it is. We don't actually need anything else put in there, so that's good. They are now set up. Then we'll go over to our food production. We will get our first wheat field, and we're going to put that quite far away from the center of town because I'd quite like this to grow out quite a little bit. So quite a little bit, that makes no sense. Quite a bit. I would like it to all come out and kind of be surrounded by walls, so our main center is well protected and well looked after. Then we'll put in our wheat field. We'll put 1 in here, and then we'll build a granary. Now, granary is going to go probably here. We want to kind of actually have it a little bit further in, just so it can benefit from the bonuses that it will get and the granary will have like quite a nice area of effect. We're going to disable everything there. We are only going to have this granary take in wheat, and that is a very deliberate choice. We're then going to build our next levels of production. I'm going to build another granary opposite this one, and this one is only going to take in onions and cabbages. I think I want it to take in, and that's simply because that's our next item of food that we start to get for our citizens. So these two granaries will be the main focus, and then we can start getting our houses and services set up. So the first thing I want to do is build my market, and I'm going to try and split things into these districts that kind of cover there. So we've got a market in there, and then we're going to run a road that goes up from this little spindle here, but it looks like, there we go, yeah, it does make it. Excellent. Right, then we can put our first set of plebeian housing in place, and we're just going to have 3 of them go in this gap here, and then 3 on the other side going up to the marketplace. So those plebeians will start to move in. They are also going to need water, so we need to get a water mill. We'll put our water mill here, and then we will have our aqueduct run to the end here like that. And then we now know that everything that comes to this aqueduct on this side is going to get a nice bit of water. They're going to be looked after, and they've got everything they need. Now over here we do need another engineer's post, which we're going to stick in there, and again a fire station which can go there with a well just behind it like that. Excellent. Right, over in town we do need an engineer's post as well, and that is going to go right next to the marketplace, and the fire station will also go next to the marketplace, which means we actually do need to do a little bit of maneuvering here. I'm going to demolish these houses to begin with, then we can run a road along and then drop them in, and that kind of works as well. Yeah, okay, good. I don't like that actually. Let's demolish this road and demolish that road, and then we'll just move these a little bit closer. It's better. And just making sure that the engineer's post doesn't cover that, but I don't know if this actually will need that. We'll keep an eye on that though. We'll move this plebeian housing in a little bit, and the same with this one. And we've got 2 spaces there that we can actually use for expansion. So we'll put another one there and another one here, and then we can run a road going up and around, kind of level everything off. And then just for the sake of keeping everything on par, we'll do exactly the same here and just run this road along and down, just so that we've got some nice symmetry there. Right, okay, we're going to speed things up now, let some people move in, and then we should start seeing our prestige increasing as we hit the 20 citizens mark, and that's going to allow us to bring in some patricians. Now our patricians are going to go on the opposite side here, so we're going to very much do the same kind of layout. If we have a look here, the fire station doesn't quite make it, so it's the same again. Engineers posting a fire station by the marketplace, and our rural road is going to go in to there and then up and along, and we'll try and keep everything nice and symmetrical with the road going down from the marketplace into the main body of town. And we'll also now have space to put in things like temples and other items that we might need. I'm going to move the reservoir because, as you can see, it's in a bit of a position where it's not quite central, so I'm going to put it there, and then we will add in a new aqueduct to link it all up. Good. Right, that's much better. I think that is nice and level. We don't currently have any invaders. We've got no market buildings there, so we can't really do anything until we hit that 20 population. People are starting to get to work. We do have people moving in, and they do just need a desirability boost before they reach their next level, which is really good. Currently only 13 people, but we should get more people coming in very soon. That's another one. We're not far off our first target of getting that prestige up, and we can then build our tax office. Now I think actually we're going to need to make a little bit of space here so we can actually put the tax office in, and that'll be our first big step, because that's going to allow us to start collecting money. Obviously this market doesn't really have anything going for it at the moment. We've got the wheat field up and running. How's our wheat looking? We are consuming as much as we are producing, so let's get another person to work there, and that should start seeing us get into an increase in our wheat. There we go. We now have some more items unlocked, so we're going to pause. We are going to build our tax office. Now our tax office can go where the market goes. What I might do is just make some adjustments here. We're going to put the tax office there, I think, So if we just move this a second, I'm going to move the engineer's post and the fire station completely out of range. We're then going to put the market back in, because I quite like the positioning on it there. Then our tax office is going to go right next door, I think, but on this side. Maybe it can go like that. Yes, that works for the tax office. And then our engineer's post is just going to go here with the fire station backing out that way. Then we can run a little road up here, a little road along and up here. Cool. Right, now we can put in our patrician housing, and that is very much going to have the same sort of angle and layout as these ones. Now I'm looking at it and I think we might have messed something up here, because these are supposed to just back out onto each other, but I'm quite happy with my patricians having that little bit of extra space. We don't quite have the wood yet to build any more patrician houses, so that's okay. And people should start moving in now. We'll get some patricians in to start giving us a bit more money. Looking at the logging camp, then we are going to need to have another few people working in that. Same with the iron mine. Let's just start boosting them a little bit. We are going to start getting more citizens moving in quite quickly. We do have a fire there, but that should be put out very soon. And then we can start looking at getting some more patrician houses once we've got enough wood. We are now making 180 wood per day, so I'm not too worried about that, but we will kind of just make a few more adjustments for our patricians just by adding in these last few buildings. And you can see our profit is starting to kind of dip out. We are finally making a bit of money, which is very useful. And that's another patrician house going in. And then once we get enough, we can fill it in the blanks there. Right, okay, so we're going to run a road up here and just connect all of that up. And that gives us a nice bit of space to work with in terms of expanding. We're going to link that up with another road. And you can see we're starting to get some nice little buildings and stuff put in place. Right, we currently have 7 people without jobs. I'm going to bump more into the tax office to increase the amount of money we can pull in every day, and the market will start getting some more people working in it as well. Looking at our plebeian housing, they do have everything they need. They just need a bit of desirability. So once we get our patrician houses filled out, that'll be the next thing we focus on. And we've reached level 3. So we're going pretty quick now, which is very useful. Looking over here at the decoration, then we need some gardens. We're able to do that, so we can put in some nice gardens along the back there, and the same here, and that gives them an upgrade immediately. They want onions and carrots. Right, so we'll pause, we'll go over to this granary which has onions and cabbages. We will let them take onions and carrots, and then we can start by putting in our onion orchard and our carrot orchard. There we go. Right, so they will start to produce onions and carrots, which our citizens are going to need, and we can actually put some more people to work in the granaries that we have. Decent start. We are pretty happy with where we're at right now, but another patrician house would definitely help us out. There we go. Right, so these patricians, they want melons and cabbages. So it's time for another granary. Again, you can see what I'm trying to do here, and that is just make sure that we always have a specific granary for things. So right now, I'm putting these granaries in, and I'm disabling everything, and we're going to take a person away from each one, and then it's not going to have any sort of purpose or use at this moment in time. Then we can put in a road to match it all up, and we need to get our cabbages here and our melons here. Then we will open up the cabbage and melons in this one and get one person to work in it, and they will then start getting those resources for us. So that's good. We have a murder. Oh dear, there has been a murder. That's not good. Right, our markets are full up now, which is great. And then over here in the warehouse, we're going to add a few more people to work in them. And the same will go for the stone quarry. We're full up there. And we are full up in the logging camp, full up in the iron mine. So everything's looking good. We're going to get our fire brigade looking sharp as well. So our industrial area as it stands is looking pretty good. We do have more people moving in. The plebeian housing, they require a bathhouse. So we are going to build our first bathhouse. Now looking at the reservoir here, it does kind of run out of space, but we can actually fit in our bathhouse right in the middle here once we get enough planks and stone. And for that, we do of course need a sawmill, which is going to go over here. and a stone cutter, which is going to go right here. And then once we get some more people moving in, we will max out the stone cutter. We are currently at prestige level 4, so things looking really nice. At this moment in time, though, we do need to be very careful because as our prestige goes up, as you can see, we're at prestige level 4, so our enemy raid risk is now 5%, which means we're probably going to have to invest in defense quite early on. So we're going to get some recruits barracks up, and just over here is where we're going to start putting them. We can get a small force of army, mainly people who can defend our settlement. We will be in a healthier position. Looking at our plebeian housing right now, they do need a bathhouse, so that is the next target, which we can actually put in. We will put our bathhouse right there in the middle of town, and as you can see, our buildings begin to upgrade, which is really nice to see. And they also want cabbage and bread, as well as the tavern. Now, our cabbages are looking pretty good. We are making 80 a day, but we are consuming a lot more than that. So it's time for more cabbage farmers. If we drop it down to 2, how does that look? Yeah, no, still not as much. Onions as well. We are going to need to boost the production of onions. So that goes in. Another citizen working there. Melons is the same. Bump another one into there. We're at parity there. Let's put another one in. Carrots, we definitely need more working there. Yeah, looking good. Right. Okay, so we don't have enough food in this house, but it is cabbages and melons, so that shouldn't take us too long. And then looking at decorative, they do want a little bit more in terms of the decoration. So we're going to put some gardens in here and gardens on this side as well. And then over here, we will add in a square fountain and a monopteros, and then another fountain. And then we can put in some more gardens just to finish it all off. And that puts us on a nice footing and gives us a nice boost to our lovely little area here. Looking really good. They still don't have enough food, but they do have the required upgrade stuff. So as long as they get some cabbages coming in, let's have a look at what we're going for. Ooh, we do need to produce a few more cabbages, so we'll put that up as well. And then that should see things upgrade. There we go. Patrician housing is upgrading. Plebeians, they still need cabbages and they want a desirability of 40%. And this is where we can start looking at changing our roads so that they are stone roads. We also have the temples unlocked, so it's probably time that we start putting those in as well. So we're going to have a Temple of Minerva and a Temple of Jupiter here. Then on this side, we will go with a Temple of Pluto and a Temple of Mars. And then that just leaves the Temple of Apollo and the Temple of Ceres. In fact, let's move Ceres. We put Ceres right there. That works quite nicely next to that. And then our Apollo will go right there. So our temple district is now set up. We have Ceres, we've got the baths, we've got Minerva there. I think actually we'll move Minerva over to here. And that gives us a lot more space just in front of that area there where the reservoir is. We have 12 unemployed citizens, so I think if we have a look, cabbages, we are still producing enough of them. Onions and melons and carrots are fine. Wheat is looking good as well. Now then, over here we're going to start putting in our bakeries. We're going to have 2 bakeries to begin with and probably another wheat field just to get us ready for the inevitable abundance of wheat that we end up having. We're going to have all of our people working in the bakery, and then this one here is going to accept bread. It is also probably going to accept extra things like maybe let's go with fish, fillets, and fish itself. Yeah, that works. Then if we go to our food production, we will start with a fishing dock. We have reached prestige level 5. And I think just before we say goodbye for the day, let's build our fishing dock and our fishmonger right there. And then we'll build a little road that comes out of here and links back up there. So our fishing dock is now producing fish. We're going to max that out, and the same with the fishmonger. And cabbage is looking good, onions good, melons good, carrots good. Okay, good. This granary here we don't have anyone working in, but we can now put someone to work in it, and they will collect everything from the bakery. And you can see if we go over to here, they will hopefully get stuff sorted very soon. Now, I'm going to put in a grape orchard now. Once that's gone down, we can start producing wine at our winery. And that, of course, will require yet another granary. So this granary here, we're going to disable everything from there, and they are only going to take on grapes and wine. When I find the wine, there it is. Then our road will link it all up. like that. And our wine makers, we'll max that out, and we'll put the grapes, we'll leave the grapes at 1, maybe put them up to 2 just to be sure. Right, good. So now we're starting to get a load of resources being produced, and we can focus on our defense for our next episode. I think we will call it there, but that's been a pretty good start in this first level of the new expansion. Well, new, I say new, it's new to me, maybe not new to you. I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of the new DLC in Citadelum as we look to conquer Britannia. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.